It's Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my first review for Big Brother 19. Well, I should say Big Brother Season 19. Yeah, so it starts off with the usual of everyone going and talking about what they like to do, who they are. Oh my God, I'm going to Big Brother. 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 Yeah, we get past that. Now they're at the Big Brother house about to go in. First group goes in. This is the usual. Oh my God, this house is amazing. I want to be in one life. Next group going. Oh my God, this is amazing. Give me one life. Everyone does the round table. The usual suspects go and lie about what they're. Now, I will say this. Most of the cast were very honest. None of the. It's like half. This is a different cast because it was like almost half of them were in some way, shape, or form a part of the armed forces originally or still are to this day. And I said, wow, a lot of them, most of them were athletes. Even the people that were supposed to be nerdy were athletic. And I said, okay, this is interesting. I think they did a good job casting this year. I really do. I think this is a solid group, a very solid group. You have the really animated people, like, who was it? Is our cowboy Jason? Is our cowboy Jason? Yeah, whatever. I'll get the names a little bit later. But we have some of the animated people. We have some reserved people. We have the older people, the people that are older and others don't realize they're older. But I thought it was interesting that all the people who were part of the armed forces made sure to not divulge that. They were like, oh yeah, I do this, a little bit that. And for the most part, they kept that part free and clear because you have to be really in shape for what they in particular were doing. Now, once that all goes around, Julie comes on the monitor and tells them, hello, oh my God, I'm so happy that you guys are here. But don't get too comfortable because something's about to happen right now. You're going to have your first competition too. This summer is essentially built on temptations. I said, wow, this summer is really reminding me of, what does this summer really remind me of? I'm trying to think, guys. I'm really trying to think of, I don't know why, I just think religion. I think religion's a temptation, especially with the competition. I said, come on now. Come on now. The serpents, the apples. Come on now. All right. I'm going to, all right. A summer of temptation. I guess we'll go for them. Like, not my God, but okay. Now, it continues on with the main themes for the season. Power, safety, and oh my gosh, it's power, safety, power, money. Yeah, there we go. And their first competition begins where they sit in these, I'm gonna call them little spherical shaped objects. They sit in them and they have to look at this flower. Once the flower glows, if you click your button, whoever clicks it first is the one who's able to go and get the prize of $25,000. Now, the person who did it was, I believe it was Old Man James. And Old Man James, he won, but no, sorry, Kevin. Old Man, who the hell is Old Man James? So Kevin wins, and of course it's a secret. The thing is, he's going to have to throw the head of household competition. And I said, okay, was it the head of household competition, or was it if it was like a pizza or something? He had to throw a competition and make sure that no one else knew about it. So that's good enough. That's well enough. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing this like a day later, so my memory is fried. What I do know is Kevin's trying to put on this act of, oh, it's just so hot. It's just so hot. Everyone's trying to pretend like, oh, yeah, I never pressed it, even though 75% of them did press it. That's why it glowed red. The red signified if you pressed it. There were some people who didn't because they said, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I want to go and unleash something into the house. Now, a third thing happened because of that twist. They pressed the button, so now they get alerted by Julie that, it's always nice to see Julie, that, oh my gosh, there's a new twist, and the new twist is Paul. Paul's in the house. Paul's back. Your boy. Friendship. Beard for days. Paul, he's back. I said, oh my God, this is going to be annoying. Even though I liked Paul, it doesn't mean that I wasn't annoyed by him at the same time. But right now, there's so many people that he's just going to float away into the background. And it's funny because, for the most part, Paul did a good job of not, because he made it to the end. Nicole won. But, and I still feel a certain way about that. Even though part of me, a small part of me is still happy that she won. Only because I wanted the woman to win. Not necessarily her. But a woman, she did good. She was a solid player-ish. So everyone's going to say, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. Some of them were like, I don't know who this is. I don't like him. No. Some of you were like, Kevin didn't know who he was. So Kevin wasn't sure what he was going to do. It's like, because Kevin's trying to ask him all these questions. And I'm thinking, dude, you can't even fake the funk. I think it was Matthew who definitely didn't like, Cody. I don't think Matthew necessarily liked Paul either, to be honest with you. But Cody was definitely like, oh, no, I know this dude, he's going to get on my nerves. I'm thinking, Cody, Cody, I don't know how you're going to survive in this house. I have a feeling that you're going to be one of those crabby people. Those crabby, oh my God, they're so loud. There's so many of them. They're so happy and it's so annoying. Like, I'm used to just being by myself, be with my bros, be with girls, but not with these type of people, more mature people, more adult acting people. And that's the type of vibe that I get from Cody. And I feel like this cast overall is kind of older. They don't look old, but they're definitely a little bit more mature. I don't know if that was on purpose because maybe the audience is getting a little bit older, but I said, okay. Now, I'm trying to figure out who's Paul really going to side with, because as of right now, I haven't seen anything from the feeds since I'm not paying for the feeds. But we get to the point of, now that Paul's back in the house, now there's going to be a competition to where 3 of you will be on the block for the first time. And it's not the official on the block, it's a preliminary on the block because it's only 16 people before the game really begins. And, everyone's like, oh my God, this is crazy. Tell me why. They were clapping. I was like, yay, Paul's back. And then someone else said, why are you clapping for him? That doesn't make any sense. You don't know what that means for us yet. And their whole thing is, Paul has to now decide who he's going to give his friendship rings to. And that alone had me looking like, oh God, here we go. So Paul ends up going and talking with everyone, and people are trying to sell their souls. They're trying to sell their souls. They're like, all right. No, actually, some of them are. Some, the conversation doesn't go too well, like Matthew or Cody. There's others that, I don't know if Paul really all the way jammed with them. I think he just let everyone talk. And like I said, it was weird because he's just coming in. So I think he's trying to see who really likes him and who doesn't, who he feels like he can trust or trustworthy, who can't. It just felt off because it felt like this was supposed to happen a little bit later on than right away. So that's why I didn't feel much about it. I think they're like, oh, okay, action's happening at the beginning, which I'm glad because this is season premiere. So you would want it to be exciting and thrilling instead of just... Now, what ends up happening is Paul makes his decisions and he gets his 8 people. Who are his 8 people? He chooses, because I think I actually remember. I know who he didn't choose. He didn't choose Christmas. He didn't choose Cody because Cody's like, good, because I don't like him anyway. He chose Dominique. So I said, okay. He chose Elena. He chose Jason. He chose Jessica. He did not choose Jillian. He did not choose, is it Josh or Jose or Jose? Look, right now we're just going to call him Josh, and we'll fix that later. He did choose Kevin. He chose Mark, didn't choose Matthew, didn't choose Megan, chose Ramses and Raven. Now, with that being said, it's just this weird thing of, oh, it's okay, you didn't choose me, it's fine. I said, no, it's not. You have to realize what's going to happen next now, because watch out. Watch out. Now it's time for them to go and compete. And the first one was Definitely the Garden of Eve. That's what I'm calling it. Forget what they called it on the show. I'm calling it the Garden of Eve because I said, look at this. They got these serpents and they have these apples. I told you straight out the Bible. I said, okay. At least I'll be familiar with all the stuff, but okay. And even, so the premise of this competition is you three of them will be nominated. And here's how this goes. There's different apples. Depending on the serpent determines the likelihood of there being safety in the apple. Depending on the color of the apple determines the likelihood of there being a safety or not safe in the apple. So the longer you stay on, it's like a 50-50 chance of getting more information and being safe, or choosing incorrectly anyway. So we have Cameron who throws it. He shouldn't have done that. I'm not saying that he could have won, but he shouldn't have done that. He wasn't the first one off, but he might as well have been. Who was the first one? Were the first ones that came off? So Megan, of course, dropped. Cameron dropped. Jillian dropped. You know who did a really good job? Alex. She was actually in the top 2. She was in the top 2 because Christmas, who they thought was going to stay on longer, she dropped. Cody ended up winning. I said, oh God, Cody, you need to watch it because I don't know if Josh dropped. It's this weird thing of Matthew dropped. It's this weird thing of I don't know the longevity of a couple of these players, because you have to make people like you. You have to be warm and inviting. And what ends up happening is Christmas, as well as Cameron, and the last person who was not saved was Jillian. And Jillian was just like, okay, we have to figure things out. And here's the thing. It's a different show. It's definitely a different show. I like it. I like it a lot because it's a new twist. It's a new twist, all due to the fact that what ends up happening is now they have to decide, 3 people who are on the block have to decide, are they going to let the house vote them out, or are they going to let a competition ensue so that they can fight for their safety? I said, Christmas, if you do not, you better do that competition. I said, Jillian, I don't know if you did a good job going around the house that much. And, but then again, you seem likable, so they shouldn't take you out. Cameron, everyone was telling you to chill out and be calm. Making people nervous in that house is not a good quality. That's the ultimate way of getting kicked out of the Big Brother house. The ultimate way. So what ends up happening is it was a 2-1, which means that they're gonna go and vote, have the house vote them out. I said, you're really leaving it in the hands of people who don't know. Okay. And Cameron, you may or may not be able to win. But I get, you looked at Christmas and you said, you can't win a competition. I got it. Christmas, that was a gamble. Don't do that mess again, because there were some votes towards you. What ends up happening is Christmas only had 2 votes though, and it was, I believe, both of the men. And then there were a couple of votes for Jillian, but Cameron had 8, so they want him gone. Like I said, I don't think he did a good job making people comfortable because he was just so nervous. It's just like awkward, and that was very obvious. He left, and he didn't even get a, hey, Julie, you gonna sit down? No, because it wasn't the first true elimination, because now it's 16 people. With 16 people, the game can truly begin. Now that he's gone, then Julie comes on and says, now the games have begun, la la la. They actually show a montage of who voted him out. And I guess it's important to know who wanted who gone, or who thought that who was a threat, or who was... Some of them were lackadaisical, some looked like they wanted to cry. I said, dang, you ready to break down the beginning of this episode? Okay. Alright, I wouldn't do that if I was you, but okay. And now, the season, one of the twists is that there's going to be a room of temptation, and in the room of temptation, what's happening is there's so many trinkets. There's so many trinkets there that can allow you to be safe, that can allow you to get special abilities, and the thing is, we are the ones that are going to be voting for who can get what. And if they accept it, though, there's always a price. That was the main, I believe that was the main thing. I believe the Den of Temptation, that's what it's called. Yeah, I think that was it. Alright, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. The new episode comes on tonight. There also was a medallion of protection. Yeah, there was a room of temptation and a medallion of protection of power. And what that means is if they accept that, then they'll be safe from 3 eliminations. Which I said, what? What? But again, there's a price. I don't think I like the fact that something like that came out so soon. I feel like we should have waited a little bit longer for that. But that was it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back tomorrow.